Uh, Hello, welcome to today's class. Sorry for the little delay. I was just trying to set up my laptop. So today we're
Today we're today we're
so we'll be doing an analysis on derived indices. It's still the same like every other market, just a different exchange. So I will be sharing my screen. Make sure you invite your friends, and you're welcome if you're joining us for the first time. Okay. Okay. So this is a derived indices. If you've been trading derived indices, so today I'll be doing analysis on derived indices. Before I start, I'll need to list the things to pay attention whenever you're joining. You want to use my strategy. I'll begin with one of them is trend. Okay, support and resistance, breakout and retest. Then chart pattern, chart pattern, candlestick, cycle. Okay, so if you've been joining all this while, you can always. I've already talked about these topics in my previous videos. So one is trend, one is support and resistance, one is breakout and retest, one is chart pattern, one is candlestick pattern, one is cycle. These are the things I look at whenever I'm trying to do my analysis. So, and this trading strategy, which is cycle, I use cycle to determine my trend, and it helps me a lot to know where I can trade, whether in higher time frame or in lower time frame. It depends on what you want to trade and your target. If you're using a higher time frame, you know you're targeting very high. If you're using a lower time frame, that means your target should be lower. And if you're a daily trader, you should be looking at least 1 hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes charts, or 3 minutes or 1 minute. Then if an investor, you can trade for like 4 hours, 1 day, and 1 week charts. But in this case, I'll be uh, going down to my 1 minute charts. Uh, sorry, my 1 hour or 15 minutes chart. So I'll be checking on any pair. So I choose this pair. So this is volatility 10. Okay, so I can decide to check. Options. Okay, it's available. So I'll be trying to see if I could. Dashboard, segment. Okay, the video captions will be available after the live video. So let's go ahead. So I can determine to know. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see if I could do that. Caption, okay. Okay. All right. So I'll be going on my 15 minutes time frame. Okay, I think the caption is on now. So I'll be going down to my 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame to make my predictions. So I could show you how I take my trades. Okay, check if the caption is on because I've already turned it on. Okay, go down to my 15 minutes time frame because I need to know where I could take my trade. Okay, at this moment, okay, I need to pick out my cycle from any support or resistance. Picking this. Okay, so currently this is a downtrend at the moment from my cycle. Look at my cycle. This is a downtrend from the end of my cycle to uh, cycle resistance to support. So this is a trend. This is a trend. This is a trend. So these are the things to look at when you want to use my strategy. So I want to show you how I take my trades. So now how I take my trades, I determine all this trend. I determine all this trend. Okay, so on these 15 minutes, these swings of trend are not actually visible. So I need to go down to my 5 minutes time frame so I could be able to draw this trend very well. So I could be able to see the trend. So having gotten my guide, okay, okay. So you use your parallel channel as always, and make sure you're using the swing before the cycle uh, supports if it's a downtrend. So I'm trying to use my, or I could go lower, 3 minutes time frame. So the swing of my trend could be better for me to get a better drawing. So because my trend is not perfectly formed this moment, I'm trying to rotate so it can fit in. Okay. So at this moment, this is my trend that formed. So at the breakout of this trend, I should be looking for a pattern. So at the breakout of the trend, you should be looking for a pattern that formed. At this moment, it looks this is a continuous pattern because this the swings of this trend are actually tiny. So it should be also tiny for you to view the pattern that formed. Definitely still go down to 1 minute. So the swings can be more visible. So when you look at the 1 minute, you see that this was the breakout of the trend. And I think I have a pattern like this. forming here. This is 1 minute. This trend is continuous. This is 1 minute. This is a pattern formed and it played out. Another pattern formed again. So remember what I said when you're trading your, if you're trading your pattern continuously, you should be able to know at any consolidation a pattern is forming. At any consolidation a pattern is forming. So this is the 1 minute because that's what it gave me. If the swings are better in 15 minutes, 1 hour, that means the targets will actually be better. So this is how you trade your pattern with this cycle continuously. At when a pattern is done, another pattern will start forming at any consolidation in the chart. So this is how it is. So these are chart patterns forming continuously. These are chart patterns forming continuously, and when we say these are chart patterns forming continuously, and okay, so it seems like we're having a change in pattern like this, having something like this at the moment, having something like this. So I'm having a pattern like this at the moment. Sorry. Okay, so I'm having something like this forming at this moment. Okay, so this looks like a falling wedge. Look how the swing was formed. But I would also check. Looks like a falling wedge and a breakout. It looks like this trend is coming to an end. Look how many patterns that formed there. 1, 2, 3, 4 to this place. So assuming this was a very good time frame, you would be trading this continuously. A pattern forms, you trade. 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 So right at the moment, we're having a look like falling wedge, but it's yet to break out. So when this breakout happens, this trend it's looking to end, and I can decide to long this, and I would place my target at this place because once this downtrend ends, if this downtrend ends, it's going back up to the cycle. That means this whole downtrend have ended and we're coming back up to this place. So that is the cycle. When a trend ends, that means an uptrend is about to begin and it's gonna play out all the way down here. So if I'm taking this trade, maybe I should just place my stop loss below here, around this zone. So in case this wants to just come down here and still go up. So this, if this is a falling wedge, that means this trend have come to an end. We're likely to see a reversal because these are reversal pattern. I made mention of reversal pattern. You knowing your pattern when they form, the one that is reversal and one that is continuous. So still going back again, my charts patterns. So once a reversal pattern is forming, you know that the trend is coming to an end. So that's just it. There is no two ways about it. Once the reversal pattern forms, it means that we're coming to an end to the trend and it's going back up to your cycle. I'm trying to copy this to paste. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I'm just trying to bring this pattern to this place so you could see reversal patterns, but if that didn't happen, just go direct. So these are chart patterns. Okay, so these are chart patterns. Once either of them are forming, that means some are reversal patterns, some are continuation patterns. So hold on again. Okay, I'm trying to bring this image here. So sorry, it couldn't let me bring the image. Okay, so these are your chart patterns. When you look, there are reversal patterns and there are continuation pattern. Once a continuation pattern is forming, it means that the trend is continuous. And once a reversal pattern is forming, it means that the trend is about to change. So you need to learn the one that is continuous, you need to learn the one that is reversal pattern. Once one is forming, at the end, a reversal pattern is ought to form at end of your trend. So a reversal pattern is ought to form at the end of your trend. So whenever a coin is trending and either of these forms, that means the trend is coming to an end. So for you to be able to spot your reversal pattern, one, it can form immediately. It can form immediately at the breakout of a trend. It can form when this broke out. You need to be checking the pattern that is forming for you to know when a reversal pattern it's formed. Sometimes you need to be very clinical, so you know several patterns that formed to know when the reversal pattern begins to form. It's time taking sometimes, but these are opportunities for you to trade. So for you to spot the reversal, you need to know the previous patterns that formed, or in sometimes a reversal pattern can actually form at a breakout of a trend, maybe at a breakout here or at a breakout here. It can form immediately at a breakout of a trend. That means the trend will reverse immediately. But one, if it didn't form at the breakout of a trend, and when a trend breakouts, it can go down and start forming series of pattern. And at the end, if you didn't get, if this is continuous, a continuation pattern with continuous forming, but if it's going to reverse, you would get a reversal pattern. And for you to get that reversal pattern, you need to pick out this pattern one after the other, so you know their targets. Immediately a pattern stops forming, another will continue forming. So you need to know the exact target at which the last pattern formed for you to be able to trade the next pattern that is forming. So I don't know if that's answered your question. So that should be the case. So I'm expecting this market to reverse from this zone back to this area. So nope. The reason I'm going back to 15 to 55 minutes or anything is for me to expand the trend, for the trend to be easier for me to draw. If I go to 5 minutes now, you look, um, these swings are not clear. So that's the reason I'm going back to the 5 minutes. Look at this place, the swings are clear. So look at this trend. Look at this trend formed here. Look at this trend, and it's actually clear. This is a clear trend that formed here. So when this trend formed, you look what formed here. At the breakout of this, look what formed here. Look what formed here. Okay, so you look after the breakout of this trend, this is a reversal pattern that formed. And the reversal pattern means it's going back to a downtrend. So this is clear. Look, when this thing formed after this trend, immediately a reversal pattern formed. But on this, when the trend broke out, it formed a continuous pattern before a reversal pattern starts kicking in. So the reason I break it down is for me to see the swings. If the swings are not clear here, the swings are clear. Here, the swings are not clear. So that's why I broke it down. This case again, still going to show you. Still going to show you. Okay. So right at this moment, I have this trend broke out here. And this pattern, it's actually, sometimes your pattern can be affected by your higher time frame. Sorry, this lower time frame can be affected by higher time frame, but it's breaking out and trying to play along with higher time frame before coming in. So once this pattern breaks out, because this was the third leg that was supposed to give you this, but it broke out here, you need to wait until it comes back inside this line again, just like it did here. Then you can take your trade. If it didn't come back, you need to wait for it to come back, because sometimes some pattern can break out at the direction that is not supposed to break out, and you need to let it, so it will come back to this and you take your trade. And this is a reversal pattern. This is expanding wedge. Sometimes you can get expanding wedge, sometimes you can get normal wedge. So when you get to your chart pattern, look in your chart pattern here, these are bearish expanding triangle. So these are this is also bearish rising wedge. So this wedge and this, the difference is what this one is expanding and this one is like converging. So that's the difference. So but you can still have the same as a bullish expanding and bearish wedge. I wish I could just move this. Sorry. So I wish I could just load this image and this, so it could be easier. And try to insert the image. Sorry, I'm not getting that here. Sorry. So so this is expanding wedge and this is expanding wedge. This is a normal wedge. So these are types of patterns. So you need to go down to your chart pattern so you could be able to know which pattern is forming. The ones that are continuous, just like here, but this is 1 minute chart, so it will actually be difficult. So that's why I took this down to a lower time frame. So it depends how your trend formed. So look at this one here. Look at this one. So you see that uh this here is actually tiny. So on this, I still need to go down to a lower time frame. So it depends on how the swings of the trend formed. How the swing of the trends formed, that will determine whatness, how you take the time frame. If the swing of the trends are small, that means you need to l- go to a lower time frame so you could be able to draw this your trend. I don't know if that's clear. So let's see if you can go over to some charts again. Let's see if we can go over to some charts on higher time frame. I'm done with this. So these are several trends, and this is what I could have traded. So this, a whole lot of this. So that being the case, so I could go over now to another chart. I could go over to another chart. This, hold on. So if there is any question so far before I move on to another chart. So, okay, no questions so far. You can check the trend in any time frame at all, any time frame. You only need to pick out your cycle. The cycle can come in 1 hour, it can come in 15 minutes, it can come in one day, it can come in 4 hours. Whichever time frame the cycle comes in, that means you could be able to take your trade. So that's it. So, okay. So, right at this moment, I'll be moving over to the next chart. So, let me go to volatility 75. Okay, on one day. So I could decide to play with my one day to know what it is. Then check out my cycle on one day and see what's formed. I need a good swing on here. Trying to see which of my cycle. Okay, so I have this. These are very tiny, so I need to know if those line touched. So I picked out this, and this, and this, and this. So I have my complete cycle. So looking at this, look at this trend, look at this trend. The swings are tiny. So if I'm checking this trend out, I will need to go down to a lower time frame. This is 24 hours. So let's say I'm checking this trend out. So I'll go like my 4 hours. This is my 4 hours, and I'll do my drawing. Four hours is still not enough. But let's see. So we already had a breakout here. So we'll have this pattern forming. So this is a reversal pattern forming. So this is a wedge. Don't mind that it's actually touched this place and it's looking like this, but this is a wedge. So, and don't get confused by the way I drew this line here, because this is one leg, this, 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 and the breakout that happened. So that is it. So this is a reversal pattern. When this reversed, it's targeting this place, and when this touched here, it formed another trend. So this uptrend began from this place. And I need to draw the uptrend down to this place. I need to draw this. Okay. So this is what I got. This is what I got. So I need to know what is forming at this place, or it's forming at this place. Okay. So what formed at this place? See? Let's see what formed here. So is this a reversal pattern or continuation pattern? So I need to check with this one leg, second leg, this touch here, this touch, and this. So this is supposed to break out at this place, but look, it's breaking out at this zone. So making this a continuation pattern. So, but at this, there is no breakout on this line yet. So probably this pattern needs to come back up and break this. Maybe when the price goes all over. So this market is still in an uptrend on one day, and this pattern, this volatility 75, it will have a very long way to go, a very long way, because this is just trying to play out this. Remember what when I told you, when you have your breakouts that happen here, if your breakout happens here, where it's not supposed to happen actually, because this is supposed to happen here. So this pattern is not complete. No matter it's breakouts here and it's going down, but this is going to go up. I talked about it yesterday because this is looking like a wedge, but it's not actually a wedge. So it turns to a continuation pattern. So I'm on my 4 hours right now. So this cycle of a thing, it works in every time frame. Every time frame you want to pick. You can pick anything of your choice. So at this moment, I have this, and I'm expecting this pattern. This pattern have not played out because there is no breakout at this side, which was supposed to break out. So price will eventually break out at this place, even if I'm taking this, expanding this to, right? Okay. This price will still come back at this and break out this and play out this. So price will eventually come back here and break this and continue going on this. So at this moment, I expect price to come back to that zone unless we touch this zone that's taking this to a downtrend. But at this moment, this coin is still in an uptrend, and I'm expecting this to play out at a nearby time. So right at this moment, I can go to my lower time frame, so I could know if I could picture anything that is forming at my lower time frame. I need to know if something is forming at my lower time frame. So right at this moment, I need to go to my 15 minutes time frame, and I'm deleting this. I've already seen the overview in the 1 hour. So I'll go to my 15 minutes time frame and I pick a cycle again. I need a cycle, I need a cycle. So I could see what I could trade in my 15 minutes. So I need a cycle. I'm trying to see if I could see the last cycle that I found. Okay. So I'm trying to see if I could pick out a cycle that I found in this area. Okay, right at this moment, I'm not seeing any cycle, a recent one. So I could pick the previous one that I found there. Okay, right at this. Let's draw my trend, but this is my swing before the cycle gets completed. So I will need to rotate this to fit in. So when I did this, yes, if your every time frame is ought to give you a clear cycle, or all the time frame ought to give you a clear cycle, all of them. If it's not giving you a clear cycle, that means it's actually not a good time frame. Or you can pick any time frame at all. Any time frame at all, it's okay for you to be able to trade your cycle. And when you draw the trend and the pattern forming there does not make sense to you, you should just ignore and look for another pattern. Sorry, I need to set this back. So I'm trying to see what's formed here. Let me know if this is a reversal pattern. And this first touch, second touch, third touch, to the third touch, and this. So this was a continuation pattern, not a reversal pattern. Look how tricky is it. And this is the breakout, and it's supposed to play out, and this is it playing out here. So look at this. Look at how I knew it was a continuation pattern, not a reversal pattern. When I drew this, I started from here to use my path. I'm just checking the swings. This is my first swing. The second one touching this line. This didn't touch this line. So it's touched here at this place. And this is a third touch. And the third touch is actually haven't formed yet. So this is supposed to be a continuation pattern, not a bullish pattern, because of the way the swing formed. I would say this again. Look at what I did here. If your reversal chart pattern it's forming like this, it's gonna break out this way. If it's like this, if it's forming this way from the up, down, up, down, up, it's gonna break out like this. So this is, look at this, look at this. It started from here, this started from here. So this is a reversal pattern, this is a continuation pattern. So you would know when, so this wedge will not confuse you when a reversal pattern is forming and when a continuation pattern is forming. So you should bear that in mind. So on this place, this is a continuation pattern. That's why the market actually went down. So right at this moment, I can still decide to take my short trade on this. Then I place my SL with my candlestick at this place. So I'm trying to see the target. Target is quite far from my lower time frame, so I might just ignore. So this is what my lower time frame is giving me. So I can decide to take a short trade on this volatility 75 because this is a continuation pattern and it has not played out yet. Okay, so what again should I check? This is a Deriv Indices. So what should I check? What should I check? Okay, let me check boom 1000. Is it boom 1000? Let's see what it gives me on my higher time frame. I'm going to 1 day. This is boom 1000 on 1 day. I need to pick out a cycle. I need to pick out a cycle. Okay, I saw one already here. Picking out this. Picking out this. So this is my trend. Now, this is a downtrend. You say this coin is in a downtrend. So I would need to see, are we still looking for shorts or is the trend going to reverse? So I need to draw my trend. I need to draw my trend from the peak of this. You need to start a trend from the last swing, like the last swing before the cycle gets completed. So wherever that forms at the breakout, every other thing should be forming. So this is what happened at the breakout, and this is what is forming at this moment. So right at this moment, this is what looks like is forming at this breakout. So this, if I should say this, this, so this still looks like a continuation pattern, not a reversal, no matter how it looks like an expanding wedge, because of the way it's forming. Like this swing, like this swing, this, the third leg will be completed here, and the breakout should be happening around here. But just at this moment, it might retrace back to this resistance, and from this area, it can form something else, and you take your shots. So right at this moment, this downtrend is still very active. So you should be looking for your short trades. So looking at another coin. So if there is any question so far, so wouldn't be moving on too fast when you're not understanding what I'm doing. So you should be understanding at least what is your cycle, how to pick out your cycle, and how to pick out your cycle, and what to do when you pick out your cycle. So when you pick out your cycle, it helps you determine the origin of your trend. How would you know what trend is the market at? It helps you to know what trend it is. Then you could decide to know what you can trade, no matter what it is that is forming. So right at this, on this boom 1000, I'm still expecting maybe a pullback and still a continuation, and it's gonna be a very big dump, because this is going to, maybe this is likely what will happen here. Maybe price will pull up, looks like a breakout, if it will definitely fake out, form something like this, and go all the way back down here. So this kind of pattern expanding can be confusing, looking like a bullish pattern, but this is the bearish pattern. It's actually going to dump. Okay, so I'm trying to start with another chart. So which one should I pick? Maybe if you have anyone in mind, you can suggest, so I could do the one that's it's in your mind. Which one is in your mind? Pick anyone. I would check it out. So far, if there is any question, you should ask. So which other one should I do? Which other one should I do? Okay, volatility 250x. Okay. Now, look, right at this moment, this is a very, okay, this coin has been dumping for a very long time. Look, it's been dumping, it's on a super downtrend. So are we exhausting already? It was the last cycle on this one day. Last cycle on this one day, I should probably guess somewhere here. Somewhere here. So what happened? Why did it dump so hard? So let me check this last. This is the trend, the last trend of this volatility, 250x on 24 hours. So maybe I would go down to my trend, started here. So I'll go out to my 4 hours so I could be able to draw this trend, and the swings will be showing. Oh my God. So look at what is happening here. So at this moment, so this is my trend, very visible to me. Oh, what happened? How did all this happen? So this is the point of breakout. Happened right at this place. I'll show you what happened here. It's looking so okay. So when this happened, so this is what happened at this place. So this was looking like a bullish wedge, this, and this, and this. So this was supposed to be like a bullish wedge. Remember what I told you? When a bullish wedge starts forming from up like this, the first down. This is the third leg, and the third leg it's actually going to be completed here. So look, this faked out. This whole thing is a fake out, not this is a fake out that happened here. So this is a fake out that happened at the zone. Similar thing that is happening on the other side. So this is your support again. Now this is your support. So did you look what happened? It took how many days? This is March to okay, it took like a month for this consolidation that looks like a fake. This is a fake out. But if you already know your pattern, you know that this is a fake out. And the target of this was here. And this breakout, look. This coin is actually crazy because motherfucker is have not gotten to its target. Look, it's haven't gotten to its target. So for how many days this looks dead? It looks dead. The target is actually non-existent. So the target is giving me like $2. So that's actually what it's giving me, and this looks like trash. So from the one day, this is super bearish. From the one day, this is super bearish. So maybe on a lower time frame, you can find a scalping to trade, but on the one day chart, this is super bearish. So I think this is the first time I'm checking this charts in my higher time frame. And okay, what I mean by this is where my third leg got completed. So that's why I draw my breakout. See this, this, this I wedge it's supposed to have three legs down and three legs up, but the third leg happened here too. Looked like a fake out, and all the way down here is your third leg. So this is where your breakout happened. So when this breakout happened, you measure your wedge, which is this to this. You measure this and you place it here. That is always easy, and this is what it's giving me. This like target is like $2.2. So this volatility 250x is still going to dump all the way down to $2.2 if it's still going to be in existence, because they might actually delist it in a very short period. So it can only scalp in a lower time frame, just a little scalp in a lower time frame. But this is bearish. You don't expect anything big to happen on the lower time frame. Just a few scalp if you just want to trade. But on a higher time frame, this is a very shit coin. So you can give me another one. I should take a look at it before we round up today's class. So any suggestions so far before I would round up today's class? Okay. So there is no hope of reversal on this coin. It's actually dead. There is no hope of reversal. It's the least in every other pair trading here. Is on price is on 48. Maybe it can go back to 0 point. Who knows? So I could pick out another thing. Okay, jump. Let me see, jump 50. Oh, okay. Let me just check jump 50. Okay, so this is my jump 50. Let me check my higher time frame. Checking my higher time frame, picking out the cycle. Picking out the cycle. Picking out the cycle. I need to know what this is on a downtrend, so I need to know what happened here. So you draw your trend. Just draw a trend. Yeah. So when you draw your trend, look at this pattern. Has this formed? I'm trying to see if this is completed. Okay, you need to be very careful. Okay, I got this. So this is still this second leg. One, two. Okay, yeah, three, and the breaker upon time. So this is a reversal pattern. Okay, so for any call to play out in this place at this moment, maybe on my 1 minute time frame, if it's actually a 1 minute time frame, okay, I already analyzed this volatility 10 on my 1 minute time frame. So I would be expecting a reversal on this. I'm expecting reversal on this down to this place. So this might not play out at this moment, but my volatility 10 can take you long. It can touch this zone, take you long down to this place. It will take a couple of time to play out. So but this it's only signal I can drop. So this volatility, then I'm expecting a reversal, and stop loss should be maybe 62330. So in case this, because this it wants to touch this line before moving up. So that's the only thing. So far, maybe you can check this volatility 10 out. If this pattern is forming and it plays out, and you're supposed to have your first target, if this plays out, is like here. Once it breaks out, if it breaks out like maybe here, another pattern forms, and we definitely get to this place because this is a reversal pattern showing that the end of the trend is there. So if that be the case, this is the end of today's class. If there is any question more, should I entertain the questions before I would call it a day? So going back again, look at these are the stuffs because I say, okay, these are the things I consider when I'm taking my trades. These are the stuffs I consider. So you pay attention to that. So you pay attention to the stuffs. These are the stuffs I consider when I'm taking my trend. My trend, support and resistance, breakout and retest, charts, patterns, then candlesticks and cycle. So if you master all this, trade will actually be easy for you. It's not a record science, and I wish you just take your time because this cycle of a thing, it has a lot of things it has a lot of things in it, both trends, both patterns. So you should take your time to learn it. It's actually very beneficial. So if there is any question, you should ask because I'm rounding up my class already. We'll have another class by next week. Maybe I could talk about breakout and retest. I'll talk about breakout and retest on my next video because it's looking strange when I put it here. So, but it still boils down to chart patterns before I could talk about that. So, learn your chart pattern, learn your candlestick pattern, learn your support and resistance, learn your trend, how to trade your trend. So, this cycle of a thing will be very easy for you. So, if that should be all, I should be rounding off my class at this moment. So, we'll call it a day. So So far, if there is any question, so I could end up. So there is no question so far. So have a wonderful evening. And thanks for joining us today. Hope to have you all the next time.